Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Hello, Hello podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers. We are in beautiful Clarksville, Virginia at a staple in the community. Been here over 50 years now with a very familiar face, Heather.
I don't know about that.
Thank you for letting us come and talk to you today in this beautiful store, Heights Clothing. Love it here. Everyone loves it. Thank you for letting us be here today.
No, thank you. We're so excited to have you. We've been talking about this forever, so I'm so glad we can make it happen. Thank you to Rogers. Thank you to you. You guys do so much for the community too, and being on the chamber board with you, I've got to know you. It's been fun, and we're glad to have you here. We're glad to be in Clarksville.
I'm happy to be here. Everyone knows I love Clarksville. It has a special place in my heart, and anytime I get to come here, it's just always so welcoming, especially this store. Because I do come in often and get all of the things that I need.
Yes.
I'm shopping with my eyes right now because you have great
You're
things.
at work. Yeah,
Yes.
You can shop at work today.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I want everyone to get to know you, get to know the history of Heights, because it's a pretty phenomenal story. I mean, everyone knows who you guys are, and I just want everyone to get to know you. So let's start with kind of the history behind Heights.
So Heights is, it'll be 51 years old in May this year, so very exciting. The two brothers, Linwood and Dale, opened it up 50 years ago now. Linwood was a carpet salesman. Dale had worked here kind of when it was a clothing store. It was Ralph Willis had a clothing store here too before that. So Dale was part of the clothing industry already. And Lynn decided he wanted to come back home, and they had traveled all over. He was like I said, a carpet salesman. And he decided he was going to open up a clothing store. So it started here on this side, on the men's side. We're here in the original store. And a couple years later, they blew out this opening that you and I are looking at and created the women's side. So that had been like an arcade over there at one time. The floor is still underneath the green and red stripes where it was an arcade. So Dale and Lynn started this store. Again, two brothers that just took this journey together. It's pretty cool. Linwood passed away about 10 years ago. And at one time we had 4 stores.
Wow.
So we had family in every store. We are so blessed because the Height family is large and we're also very close. So that was good. Yeah. So Lynn's 2 kids, Linwood, you know Linwood. He works for Longwood Small Business now. And or in South Boston, and then Gwen, his sister. So Lynn was there. Lynn 2, as we call him. He was the treasurer and bookkeeper for the whole business. So he worked upstairs here, and then Gwen managed Oxford. Leon and Dale's brother Leon managed the Henderson store, and then we had a good family friend that managed our Chase City store, Kenny Blankenship. So that was pretty cool. And then the kids got older. Gwen decided to move over to Wake Forest, and she was getting married, starting a family. So Lynn closed Oxford and Henderson, but then Dale bought out Chase City and Clarksville from him. So Dale ran those 2 for a few years, and then we ended up with just Clarksville. And then I came back home about 10 years ago. I've worked here since I was 14 years old, on and off. Yes, so I couldn't wait to become part of the crew here at the store. So I remember we did have H&H clothing. The brothers all went in and opened up kind of a discount store in Brookneal. So we had H&H too. So we actually had 5 at one time. But I would ride up there with Leon and my cousin Diane. She was like my idol. They lived right across the road from us, and I couldn't wait to come down here and work with her. And so when I was 13, I would go up there with them and help clean or do stuff, until I could work on the sales floor. And then Dale and I talked, and when I think I was about 14 and a half, I started working here. And then I did early release from high school and worked here in the afternoons, and worked here all through college on and off. And then after college, I went to be a buyer for Peebles department stores. So, I wasn't ready to come back home, I didn't think at the time. But Peebles was just in South Hill, so that wasn't too far away. I traveled to New York and did a lot of buying. I did cosmetics. I did ladies apparel. So that was cool. I learned a whole lot there. Then People's closed, and they moved to Houston. And I just wasn't ready to move to Houston. I loved home. I'm a home girl. And then after that, I went to work for Carhartt. So I was on the road. I was a sales rep for Carhartt for about, I think it was about 10 years almost. That became a lot of travel, a whole lot of travel.
Yes.
Again, at the time, my husband was traveling too, so we were both gone a lot. And then after COVID, we were both home a lot. So when it came back to start traveling, neither one of us really wanted to. So he stayed back home too, and went to work for his family. They have a family business.
Oh, wow.
So yes, they have a trucking company and a diesel repair shop in Drake's Branch. So that's when I talked to Dale, and I was like, I'm ready to be home. And I'd been helping here all through the years.
Sure.
So I'd still, give my input on buying stuff and coming here on the weekends. Every time I was home, I was here. And he and I have always been super close, very, very close. So, he's like, I'm ready to step back. You know, what am I going to do? And about that time, after Linwood, his brother had passed away, his wife, Beverly, was kind of ready to sell the building. She was just they were all ready to do something different. So I bought the building. And then shortly, a few years later, I bought the store from Dale. So he's still here with me, thank goodness. That was part of the deal. I said, you've got to stay on.
Yeah.
You've got to help me through this, because he's been here for 50 years.
Yep.
He knows everybody. Everybody knows Dale. He's been a huge staple in the community with Dixie Youth. He's been part of Dixie Youth for 40 some years, or 50 years almost. I think we figured out we've been a sponsor of the Dixie Youth program. He's coach and on the board there. So, he's kind of been molding me through the years to do this and take it over. So when everything kind of happened after COVID, the timing was just right to be back here and be home full time and be here is home. This has always been home for me. It was a dream since I was a little girl to run a clothing store.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you're doing it so well.
Well, thank you.
I mean, it shows.
Thank you. It's a family effort. I mean,
Yes.
if you've been in here, it's a
it.
lot of us. My mom is here. She retired from banking a few years ago, and she would come down here in lunch hour when she was at the bank and just start working during her lunch hour. Next thing we know, she's like, I'm retired and I'm just going to work here.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So we joke all the time, she's leaving for vacation or doing something. She's like, you're not going to fire me, are you? I was like, well, I never hired you, so I can't fire you. So, and my sister helps here a lot. And the two girls, Megan and Lila, everyone thinks they're my daughters all the time. And I would definitely take both of them as my daughters. They have really become family affairs too. And Joan Herman, my sister-in-law, Katie Garnett, she's worked here. One of my best friends, Cameron. So it's a very, very close family here. And we have a good time.
I feel that.
Yes, we have a good time.
Yes, when you come into this store on a busy Saturday, it is a fun time. And you just see people trying things on and hyping each other up. And, people can come in and we don't even know each other. And we just start talking about clothes. And, oh, that looks so good on you.
Yes.
It's such a welcoming environment.
Well, good. We want everybody to feel at home here.
Yes.
We want you to be comfortable. People always say, like, husband will be sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. He's like, you tell her that anytime. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't, because I don't want you to leave here and not look good. We're always very honest.
Yes.
Very, we want it to be, again, relaxed. We're not pushy salesmen. We're not, it's so funny. People are like, do you need help with anything? No, I'm just looking, and I'm like, we're not going to push it on you. But if you need us, we want to be here. So that's a big thing for us, is we just want to give really good customer service, provide quality, apparel, accessories, shoes, for the whole family. That's the thing. We're a family and we want to help service your family. So
there is something for everyone in here. There's something for everyone. You have clothes. You have these cool turtle boxes here that I just learned about that are so cool.
Thank you.
And all the men's stuff and the kids stuff and the lake stuff. You do such a phenomenal job.
Well, thank you. We do definitely try to, we want to be your family hometown department store.
Yep.
And we do carry a little bit of everything. We've always, though, really strive to kind of stay in our own lane. We don't want to ever step on toes or anything. So we've been apparel, for 50 years, and accessories and shoes. Like that's what we've done, and we've just stuck to our roots, and it's definitely been fun, and it's been rewarding, and we're so blessed. We're thankful. We're so thankful to get to do something like this every day, to work with my family, to be in my hometown, and just get to see this little town thrive.
Yep.
Has really been, the biggest inspiration to me.
It's really growing.
It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is growing, and I love seeing all the new things opening, and just thriving.
The whole street this week has been like full, and it's so exciting. And I look out, and buildings are full, and everybody's like, you always are pushing to get more businesses here. And I was like, she's like, don't you want to be I'm like, no, I don't want to be the only business here. I want every building downtown to be full. I mean, nobody's going to come just for us. You've got to have a full town, and you've got to be able to entertain people and have stuff to do. And we've got fantastic restaurants. We've got great antique shops. My Aunt Gay across the street at Grandfather's, she opened a month before us. So the two businesses, we always, celebrate together because she was just, like I said, I think it was a few weeks. She opened right before that. My grandmother and her had the antique and florals, and they do wreaths and candles, the best smelling candles. And so that was fun to grow up in too. It was right across the street, and my grandmother lives just down the hill. So we would get off the school bus there, and then they would watch at the top of the hill for us to run over here so we could stay with Aunt Gay for a little while. She'd give us a Coca-Cola and a snack, and then we'd go see Mom at the bank. She was at Central Fidelity at the time, and then we'd come over here and hang out with Dale. So as a kid, it was great,
Oh my gosh.
And then we went to the pizza pub every Friday night for dinner. It was like my thing on Fridays. We got to hang out downtown Clarksville as a kid. So
I think that's so cool.
It was really fun.
How do I make this happen for Riley?
Aunt Gay she has all these little rooms in the back, and we would go back there and play and kind of have like our own store. My sister KK and then my cousin Brooke, we were all very close to growing up, and so that's what we would do. We would go back there and play, and at the house I had a canopy bed upstairs in my room, and I would hang like Mom's clothes, Dad's clothes, like everyone's clothes all around the top of the canopy bed. And that was my like clothing store. People could come shop at my little store. And I had a little cash register and fake credit cards they could use. And, Mom said I used to like terrorize everyone's closets to fill my store, so people could come shop. So
this is in your blood.
It was in my blood. Yeah.
It's like your DNA.
It was.
You are meant to be doing what you're doing. And I want to know, because they're, clothing and all of the accessories and all of the things, it's so trendy, right? And like, how do you decide? I guess, hearing your history and what you've done, you've had the buying experiences and the purchasing and all of that.
Yes.
How do you figure that out every season?
It's hard. It's really hard. And when I was at Radford, I went to Radford University.
Me too.
I did it.
Go Highlanders.
Right? I worked at a little store downtown called Garrett's and Meg's.
Yep.
It was a little clothing store downtown, and between Dale and Meg, like that's where, when I got to Peebles to be a buyer, I knew that stuff. Like I knew the buying part of it. That was so easy for me because of my history here and my history with Meg. It's knowing your customer.
Yeah.
And we have like a rule. We're shopping, and I have to think of somebody for that item. Like I have to have somebody in mind before I buy it. And
I love that.
That's hard because it can become very personal. You know, and I'd literally take all of my personal taste like out of it. And mom is a huge help. Ren, she's a big help when it comes to buying, because she has a different take on different clientele too. With our age differences, she can we both have our good input with it, but I always have to reel her in, and be like, all right, Mom, who is that? I test her like Meg used to test me. She's like, all right, who can we call, and who would you tell about this? And because it is when you see things on people, it's very different. Like,
yes.
Where you would come in and say, maybe I'm looking for a black sweater, and then you try on the black sweater, but I'm like, gosh, I saw that white sweater on somebody and it would really look good on you. And so it's letting the customer to trust us to say like, hey, I've seen this on, like, try it. Because nothing looks really good on a hanger too,
No.
So mom will wear like a black tank top when we go to market, so she can just try on like
Oh, that's
all day
awesome.
long. So that helps too. The vendors, they like crack up when they see us coming. They're like, oh boy, here
They
comes
know you.
Heights. Like they're gonna try on everything in the booth. And I'm so being on the other side of it with sales, I'm probably like the worst customer to see coming, because I don't want them to sit down and like, or me to sit on the other side of the table and them show me every single item. I'm like, just let me run through your rack real quick. I can do this in 5 seconds and, save you time. So they all laugh when they see us coming. But it's, we go to markets. I don't go as much as we used to because we're so blessed. A lot of our vendors come here.
Oh, wow.
And that's even better, because then they can be in our environment, in our town, understand, when we tell them how close we are to the lake, I'm like, y'all really, if I threw a golf ball out, it would roll into the lake. So when they come here and they really see what this is about, like we have them now all the time say, hey, we want to come to you. Like, can we just come see y'all? Like, they love coming down here and eating at some of our restaurants and staying down here at the hotel. They're like, it's like a little mini vacation when we get to come here.
That's
so
awesome.
We've been really lucky with that too. That and we're members of a lot of different groups that because staying relevant is so hard.
Yes.
I mean, it's so hard. Like you got to jump on whatever it is, and normally it doesn't last very long, whatever it is. So you got to be in and out quick. Like turtle boxes, like these are so cool. But they're a trend right now. How long will it last? Who knows? These things last forever. So, so things like that, we just have to stay really relevant. And that's probably the toughest part, I think, of our job, is staying current and, what's hot. And especially with the younger kids, like you got to jump on whatever it is for them quick, like the Stanley Cups or Swig or whatever. You got to be on that quick. So.
Yes. And I mean, you do a great job at it, because I'm always seeing everything on social media.
Thank you.
I know what's going on here without having to be here and knowing like, okay, I'm coming in for that. So you do a great job at really bringing everyone together, staying on top of the trends. And I mean, it truly comes from your love for it. Now that I know you've been doing this for so long.
It's a love, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't say how old I was last month, but it's been a long time here. Yeah, it's 30 plus years now of clothing. That's all I've done.
Yeah.
So we did have a little 10 years ago I was partnering like a restaurant, so I've got a little background there, but I figured out quickly that was not for me. I have the biggest respect and utmost like just gratitude for everything the people in the restaurant industry do. That is a really hard industry. So I am so thankful to them, and I love supporting restaurants for that reason. But yeah, we're just really lucky to be here. We are so blessed to be in Little Clarksville. We love it. We love Clarksville. We love
feel
home.
it.
Yeah, we love home.
So I have to know, it's spring is sprung.
Yes.
And so I love fashion. So what is the color of the season? Like, what are we going for this season?
Yes, the greens, like green is a huge color this year.
Okay.
Peach, that's a big color. Purple, hot pink, like all the brights are really, really in. And then there's the neutrals. Like this neutral palette is like hot. It was so hot for fall, and we're seeing it trend for spring too. Like we have a lot like golds and tans are really big again. But we've seen a lot of green, like a lot of this mint.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. And then blue. We love blue. I didn't mean to put all
can't
this
go
behind
wrong
me,
with blue.
but yeah, you and I were like in our denim and navies today, so it worked. But yeah, blues are a big thing. So I love this time of year.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Like when February rolls around and it's time to like start converting the store, I just get so happy. I love fall. Fall is great.
Yep.
But when you live at the lake, you love spring and summer.
It's coming.
Yeah, so the store, everybody, you and I were talking about it earlier, how people just feel better, and when you get to wear bright colors and cute sundresses and stuff like that, it's just, you feel better.
Back to life.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
And so what is something that you have unique to this store that people need to know about? I know you sell a lot of t-shirts and tell us about that.
So Lake Life is probably like our biggest claim to fame a few years ago. Like we started bringing more t-shirts about the lake, so really we're like your kind of souvenir shop when you come. You would go to the beach and go buy wings or something. And we always laugh. I'm like, we're like the wings of Clarksville, to be able to get your Bugs Island Lake or, just your lake life. We have a lot of lake life because we have so many neighboring lakes around us. We, we always want to serve them too. Our friends over at Gaston, Heiko, stuff like that. We ship lake stuff all over. We have people in Mississippi that call us, people in Texas. Like, it's crazy. So we do our own designs too. That's what I love.
Yeah.
My dear friend Victoria Messick, I still call her
Yes.
Moore.
Yeah.
She is a dear friend of our family. She grew up right beside Dale, and we all went to school. Well, she and my sister, they all were closer in age, and she gets in my brain, I always say.
She's very good at that. Like,
She is. She's
that
really good at it.
creative vision.
She's really, really good at it. So she gets in my brain, and we do these designs. We come up with, things that are relevant to us, to the lake, to relaxing, to, lake people. Like, that's just who we are. So we stay pretty true to that. And so we've got a ton of lake life apparel, cups, coolers, blankets. We sell a ton of blankets. And then, we have brands like Brighton Jewelry.
Yep.
So we really do focus then on brands, So we're not, I always tell everybody, I'm never going to be as cheap as Walmart because we're really focused on quality.
Yes.
Like, I want something when you buy it here to last. And so Brighton Jewelry, we've been a Brighton rep, or Brighton dealer rather, since, my gosh, probably 25 years now.
Wow.
Since I was at Radford. So it's been a long time. Ariat, that's something new we brought in a few years ago, and gosh, have we expanded. They're huge, as far as the line, all the things they do. So we've branched out from kids to ladies, men's. We've got it covered for the family. Carhartt, we've been a Carhartt dealer for probably 15 years too. Fish Hippie, Southern Fried Cotton. Old South and I, Tyler there, he's one of my really good friends. I say it's hard for a vendor, but I call him all the time. And he was here at Lake Fest, like 12 years ago probably. And he was just starting out. He was, I think he was at NC State, and he was doing this out of his apartment at college. And we tagged on with him, and now, what I thought was a big order then, we reorder from him like that every couple weeks. So that was a really cool find. And then Corky shoes, like that has been huge. We've carried them for about, I think it's going on 14 or 15 years now, and they're so comfortable. We love stuff like that. We love finding stuff that really can change people's lives in a better way.
For sure.
For comfort, for style. You still get style, but so that's what we're all about. We're really we want to find things like Lullaby, like. That was one of the best finds I've ever found. We've had that probably a good 12 years too, maybe longer. It's so versatile. It's so SPF 50, so it's safe for you to wear.
Yeah.
It's no care. You throw it in the wash machine, hang it up, you're done. You can pack 12 dresses in a little bitty bag and go for the weekend. If you're an overpacker like me, Lullaby is perfect.
Yes.
So we always look for easy care, easy wear, style. We're always looking for that. Like, how can I make your life easier to dress? Because it shouldn't be hard.
It shouldn't.
When people come in here frustrated about, I can't find anything to wear, I can't find anything to fit, it is like a personal challenge to me then. Like, I am going to find you something that you like and that fits you, because it's out there. We just got to find it. So I take stuff like that super personal. Like, I'm going to fix this. I'm a fixer in that.
You do that in every aspect.
I'm a fixer.
And I love that about you. And I love how you give back so much. You give back to the community that you love.
I do.
So much, and to the people that walk through here. I mean, it just exudes from you, your care for people. And I feel that. And you're a very big part of the Clarksville community. And very big part of Lake Life Live.
Yes.
And lots of different organizations. I know I just saw on Facebook that you were spending your birthday giving back.
That was a great birthday.
At a charity event. And so tell us about everything that you have going on and Lake Life Live and all of that good stuff.
So we're the Lake Life Live hub, I say. We start about January. We turn into, the hub for that. And Dale is the president. I'm the secretary. So we sat through, Clarksville we sat through some trainings years ago when the tourism had gotten started, Mecklenburg Tourism, and we won a grant. And they were like, what are we going to do? And one of the pitches I had made was, we need some live music in town, So we got through these meetings. We went through like 6 trainings. We all showed up. Well, then it was like Clarksville, and I don't remember the other town left, but they were like, y'all win, And one town was like, we don't want it. We don't want it. We can't do this.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, Clarksville, we'll take
Yeah.
it. So then they're like, all right, Heather, what are you going to do now? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't think we'd win. So I come running to Dale, as I usually do in life, help me fix this. And I said, you got to help. We got this grant for some music, and we got to make it happen.
Yeah.
And we had, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 months to make it happen. He starts booking bands. We, we throw this thing together. We get some sponsors. We're like, we got to find a place, blah, blah, blah. So we get it up there, and, we talked to Miss Jones and Miss Bolin, who were huge supporters of us when we got started. And they helped us have use the land there. Yep. And then the very first one, I got a kidney stone.
Oh, no.
Yes.
The worst.
And I do a lot of planning up here and not really, on paper. So thank God Dale and I were here together a lot talking about it. So he knew, where I'd wanted things and where this was supposed to be. So I'm in South Hill at the ER,
No.
So the very first place we leave the ER, and I'm like, take me to Lake Life Live. My husband's like, you've lost your mind. Like, no, we're going. I was like, no, take me. I went to CVS first.
Yeah.
I got some medicine and then went straight to Lake Life Live. And from there, we're going into year 9, I think this is. Dale will kill me because I don't know that number. I think it's 9, though. And it's been, great for Clarksville, great for us. It's fun. That group, we're the Clarksville Economic Development Association. Yeah. And we just have a great group of people, that great group of board members that are fun to be around, so we enjoy it. And then my biggest love probably is the Mecklenburg County Cancer Association. Yep. That one means the world to me. So we started the Cindy Height Golf Tournament in honor of Dale's late wife, Cindy, who was, one of my best friends, really. Her daughter, Brittany, was also one of my best friends. Brittany lived with me when she went to Farmville, and that's about the time Cindy got sick, and I was like the go-between, between those two to keep Cindy's like, what's she doing? And Brittany's like, Mom's fussing at me, or, so Cindy and I had become really close, and we would talk all the time. I would give her, she was helping do a lot of the buying here, so she's like, all right, what do I need to do? What do I need to get, So we started, Carol and John Blair, they live out near the golf course. They came to us and said, we want to do a charity golf tournament, and we want to do it in Cindy's name. And Dale talked, and he's like, Dale and the kids, Lane and Brittany, talked and said, we think that would be great, but we want somebody from the family involved. And, Heather's like, hey, I'll do it. So Carol and I worked together for many years, and then one day Carol came around the corner here at the store, and she's like, here, you got this. You take this over. And I was like, Carol, oh my gosh. And she still comes in, thankfully, and, helps me out and talks me through things. And but it's turned into a huge success. And Carol and John had decided when they started the tournament that it would go to MCCA. And we've continued that tradition. And I don't know the number today off the top of my head, but I think it's somewhere around $700,000.
That's amazing.
That tournament's given back to Mecklenburg County.
That's amazing.
And all of it stays here. That's my big thing. Like, I like seeing, people here that I know being helped.
Yeah.
I love helping anybody, but it really means the world, when there's people in need, and they've helped people turn their lights back on, or paid the hospital for them and stuff. It's the need is so big, and the thing I love about MCCA is we don't care what you do with the money. It's just that the burden that cancer causes on your life that we want to help. Take a little bit of that away. And we've been able to grow that each year. And I don't know how many years I've been on there now, but one year I went to take them the check, and they're like, why don't you just be on this board? And I'm like, no, we just want to give you this check. Yeah. And they're like, no, you're going to be on the board. Larry and Eva's dad is the one who created MCCA. Larry's like, you're on the board. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I keep making him stay on as chairman. I've agreed to be co-chairman with him just to... It's so much fun. Again, it's a fun group to be on. That's when I said they'll have to kick me off, one day, because I love being a part of it. So Shagging for a Cause, we did that in conjunction with Flip Flop Live, good friends of ours, Andy and JJ, Andy, Lucy, and JJ Sharp. They came to us and said, I've got such a cool thing going with this music series. We want to get y'all together with South Hill, with us, with Flip Flop Live, and we want to create something for Mecklenburg County Cancer Association. So we called our good friends, JB and the Get Down Browns,
Yep.
Brian Parks, David Sneed. Those guys are so dear to us, and they're like, let's do it. And we got a couple other bands, and then COVID. We were like the very first thing in the county canceled because of COVID.
Yeah.
So we regrouped the next year. We got it together, pulled it off, raised some money, and then we just did our 4th annual this year, and we raised $56,000.
Wow.
I mean, what a great birthday present, right? To be able to give back that much money to the county.
That's amazing.
Yeah, wasn't it cool?
That is so awesome. And I mean, thank you for everything you do.
Well, thank you.
I mean, it's a labor of love, I know.
It is, but it makes you feel good. Like stuff like that, I was like, I couldn't think of a better way to spend my birthday than with, I don't even know how many people were in there, like maybe 800, friends, family, colleagues. And again, that board is just an amazing group of people that love to give back to this community. And I love being part of that. Like, I get really excited when other people get excited. And when other people do, I want to do more. I'm like, let's do it, So that's been a really big thing that we love. This family, it's hard every year. It's really hard. When we get to October, it's a tough month. Losing Cindy is still a big blow to us. But being able to honor her, I said she would really fuss at us because she was so humble and so, out of the, she always wanted to be in the shadows. She was never the spotlight. And boy, did we make her the spotlight in October every year. So that's just a fun way we give back. And then, our other boards, you and I get to be on. We're on the Chamber of Commerce board together. And then another big board I'm excited to be a part of is the Historic Downtown Clarksville.
Yes.
So we've been approved to be a Main Street. We're one of like 37 in the state. So that's been very exciting this year to get our accreditation and get that kicked off. And Tara Tuck, Pat Charles, can't say enough good things about those ladies. And Pat has just been a huge influence of mine to do more in this community. We've all lived here forever, and she comes in, and I mean, like, just
she's
whole
fantastic.
heart, whole heart, just put it all in, and has been our chamber president. She's on round 2 now. We begged her back for one more.
She's so good.
Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah.
And then we're so excited to have Melissa there now with the chamber. That's been exciting. I've known Melissa since she was little. I went to a Main Street meeting and I was like, oh my gosh, I think that's Melissa Nelson, like little bitty Melissa Nelson. And so that's been so cool to get to, see her again and see her grow and thrive. And we're just excited about all the things she can help us do for Clarksville too. And being a Main Street now, I mean, we've just got so much room for growth and possibilities and, tourism. That's been a thing that wasn't a thing when I was here when I was 14 or 15 or 16 or 18, we didn't think of this as a tourist town, No. We had some people come fishing but now, you have people, they're camping here for the week. They're in the Airbnbs. They're, they're vacationing here. Then they're, one of our big things with Lake Life Live was to give people things to do, but to introduce them to the town. And we've had people tell us, like, I've had people buy houses after they came here, and stayed. So that was our goal. We wanted to bring people, and the beach music industry, wow, did they have a following? Like these people, we get Fredericksburg, Virginia Beach, all parts of North Carolina, like, and they're here early. Like when the gates open, they're in line, and we love it. So it's so cool to see people coming here for, these special events and stuff. So
I love it. I feel the love. I feel the family environment, the welcoming environment. Clarksville is growing. It's going to continue thriving and growing. I can't wait to see this happen. And I mean, a lot of it is because of what you're able to do for the community and the hard work everyone puts in.
They do.
You included.
Well,
so
thank you.
We're
excited about this summer. It's going to be a fun summer. We have a Big Lake Flea Market coming up Mother's Day weekend.
Yes.
That's always a fun event because it's definitely more laid back than Lake Fest.
Yes.
Lake Fest is a crazy weekend for everybody here. But big Lake Flea Market, and then May 3rd we kick off our Lake Life Live series.
I know, and I'm going to post all of the dates.
Yes.
So it'll be linked so you can see all the dates. I mean, some really great stuff happening. I can't wait.
We got 2 bands in May, and then we round out the season. Labor Day weekend, it's on a Sunday. That's the only difference is it's the first Saturday of every month, May through August, and then September we do it on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend. And we kind of round out or end out the season, with JB and the Get Down Browns, again, our hometown heroes, local band, and then the Embers. So it's always like so much fun, and it's definitely a good one to come to. And we want you to come to all of them, but that's definitely a fun weekend.
Come. Visit Clarksville.
Come see Clarksville.
Come to Heights. You're going to find something, a lot of things. I'm about to go shopping right now. So come see Heights, visit Heather, visit the amazing team that she has here. It's a vibe. It's a great vibe every time you walk in. Come visit Clarksville. There's amazing things happening. I'm linking all of this stuff so you can make sure to attend what you love. And thank you for letting us come sit down with you today.
Thank you for coming. You and Kenny are awesome to be here. We're so thankful to you guys for all that you do, and being, that's the great thing about the chamber is, South Boston, South, we all are working together, and it's so cool to be able to network. I love networking. That's like one of my favorite things. So getting to network with you and be a part of this is really cool. So thanks for coming here and spending your morning with us.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for having us, and thank you for everything you do. Again, I've loved getting to know you, and I just feel better when I'm around you. So
I feel the same way. Like it's nice to be around happy people. So.
Yes, and thank you so much to everyone that's watched and listened today. Really appreciate you every single week for, following us and following this journey. Again, come visit Clarksville, come visit Heights. Amazing things going on here. Continue rating, reviewing, subscribing, doing all the things that you have already been doing. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Thank you.